Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go, back with another video. Thank you so much for joining me. So for this video, we're going to be talking about something that I love very much, and that is sports and basketball. Yes, for those of you who don't know me, just as much as I love, um, movies and film, I love sports. I love sports. I love them. I love playing them, talking about them, watching them, just the whole culture and the competition and everything that sports represents. I think I just love everything about it. So let's go ahead and talk about that. And the reason we're talking about sports is because of the new Michael Jordan documentary on the Michael Jordan, the career of Michael Jordan, and the Chicago Bulls and their dynasty in the 1990s, leading up to the eventual last year that they were together, which is why it is called The Last Dance. And I remember when they first announced this a couple years back, and they said that there was a lot of exclusive footage from the '90s that they had during their last year, and Michael Jordan. Wouldn't allow it to be shown, but then he's allowing it to be shown, and ESPN was going to make this 10-part documentary, blah 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 blah. I remember hearing about this, and I was super excited because, like I said, unfortunately, I didn't have the pleasure of witnessing Michael Jordan play with my own eyes. He was before my time, of course, but I am a historian of the game. I love learning about the history of the game and all the greats who have come before. And Michael Jordan is of course at the top of the list. I mean, it's Michael Jordan. You know everything about him from his playing career to now. I guess the most relatable thing younger folks can relate to him is, of course, of the Jordan brand of shoes. But how did this all come to be? How did the legend of Michael Jordan happen? Well, this is what this documentary is about. So let's get right into it. Uh, ESPN made this, of course, and ESPN, is the number one leading sports brand. Sports channel, everything, sports coverage, everything you want to know about sports. They're the number one, but sometimes in the way that they run things, it's kind of I hate ESPN, and that is kind of a common opinion with a lot of people. Sometimes a lot of people hate ESPN and their sports coverage. However, the one thing that is undisputed is that they make fire documentaries, and this is this just proves why. This is absolutely incredible, especially given the circumstances of what's going on in the world. We're all looking for some form of entertainment, especially us sports fans. And this arrived right on time. As soon as we knew that there wasn't going to be any NBA, I was one of the first people who were screaming, "Release the Jordan documentary now!" And ESPN granted that for all of us, and now here we are. Now finally, after all this buildup, I've just been waiting for it for so long. Now it's here, and now we get to talk about it. This thing is absolutely freaking phenomenal. It just left my jaw was just dropping the whole time. Just absolutely thrilling footage, just amazing television. I mean, the production of this thing is absolutely phenomenal, and the content of what's going on, and it's just crazy. It's a perfect combination of, if you're an older head and you got to witness this you had the pleasure that you were fortunate enough to witness Michael Jordan in his prime and see everything this all unfold as it happened, then it's like a trip down memory lane for you. But for younger folks like myself and other, people who, didn't get to witness Michael Jordan, it allows some new perspective. It allows you to, this show is like a time machine. It's like we're going back to the '80s and the '90s. It's like you're really there. That's how thrilling this documentary is from beginning to end. It's just you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. It really is as fun as like watching the NBA finals themselves. That's how good this content is. It's really absolutely phenomenal, and it really allows, speaking in particular, it really allows you to get to know Michael Jordan, the person of who he is, what he is on and off the court. It just and Scottie Pippen and Rodman and all these guys. There's nothing like a good sports documentary because you can. It's one thing to watch everything unfold, but it's another thing to look back on it and see the people who were involved as it happened. To hear Michael Jordan talk about it in his own words, to reflect, and Scottie Pippen, all these guys, to reflect on everything that happened. It really is just amazing to see. Um, and the people they got on this documentary to discuss this stuff, it's like a who's who. I mean, you have Magic, Kareem. I mean, maybe Kareem's in. I don't know. Larry Bird, freaking Ahmad Rashad, Kobe Bryant. Obama's in it. I mean, my goodness, everybody wanted to get their 2 cents on this thing, and we're just getting started. This is just barely the first 2 parts. There's still 8 more parts of this thing. We still have 4 more weeks of this, and none of us can wait. We all want it now. We're so used to binging everything at once. If they would have released all 10 parts, I would have watched it all that night. And I know everybody else, all of you who watched it all, would have done the same thing. But that's the cool part about it, that how they're spreading it out and allows for some reflection and us to react like this to the footage, because it's a lot to take in. This is only 2 hours of footage. They only scratched the surface of the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan's career, and it's already just absolutely just so good. I love, as a sports fan with no sport, we're sports deprived, and this is just everybody's dream is to be able to watch this right now. Thank you so much, ESPN, for releasing this a little bit early for all of us. And one thing that I want to end this off with by saying is that the part of the reason that I love sports is the discussion about it, of course. And in sports, you can't debate these comparisons, and especially the number one thing is who's the greatest of all time. That's in the build up to this. The arguments were getting very heated amongst people who were like, "Uh oh, here it comes." People are going to be arguing to no end about who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. That's kind of where we're at here in the situation. And I have my personal opinion on that, and I'm going to go ahead and give it to you right now with a little bit of some of how I feel about it all. So I'll go ahead and say that for the longest time I did think that LeBron James was the greatest player of all time. I thought he had surpassed Michael Jordan. Like I said, I did know a lot about Michael Jordan and his stats and the history, and I've seen all the highlights. And I just thought Michael Jordan was an overall better player. And but in more recent memory, even before this documentary came out, as far as probably a few months ago, I was just bored, like we all are, and just looking up some Jordan highlights, watching Jordan documentaries, everything I could find on Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls. I figured, you know what? Why don't we get some perspective? And I want to just learn more about this guy and see what he really was all about, even more than I had already known so. And after doing that, I couldn't help but just say to myself, like, no, LeBron's not the greatest of all time. It is Michael Jordan, and that's what the conclusion that I come to. And it was a little bit tough at first. I'm like, damn, I've been saying LeBron's a GOAT forever. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful part about sports, is that your opinions can change. You can see new footage, new things, or new perspectives, and it's human nature for us to change our opinions on things sometimes, and it's all right. And I know other people still feel LeBron's the greatest of all time. That's just how I feel about it now. And the number one thing I want to say is that that is the beauty in sports, that you can debate. But I think what gets lost in the whole conversation is that we tend to, when we talk about one person, it's almost like we have to diminish another. Like you can't say someone's the greatest of all time without saying, it's almost like making LeBron sound bad. And that's kind of the narrative that I've been seeing going on, is that, wow, there's like not a lot of LeBron hate, but a lot of LeBron, like, see, I told you guys he's not the greatest of all time. Like, he's not nowhere near close to Michael Jordan, blah, blah. I'm seeing a lot of that. And I do agree, a lot of our eyes have been kind of opened to Michael Jordan and everything that he was, but we don't have to discredit LeBron James and everything that he's accomplished. And the story's not over for LeBron yet. His career is still going. He's already so good. It is already a conversation that he is close to Michael Jordan, perhaps. And his career is still going. The league is on hiatus right now, but there's still games to be played. He still has years left in his career. He's still going. He's still the best player in the game. So I don't know if the conversation is over. I don't know if he could potentially become the greatest of all time. I'm just saying, as of right now, as of this moment right now, I think that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. But we'll see. The debate will never end. We're gonna be having these conversations every week, especially. It's gonna only intensify. But that's what I love about sports. So I just figured I'd give my own opinion on that while I'm at it. So, yeah, that's everything that I pretty much have to say about these first two parts of this documentary. Look forward to seeing the rest of it. Can't wait. Like I said, can't wait till next Sunday already. I'm going to probably watch it multiple times, the first two parts. I'm going to probably watch it many times just because it's that freaking good. And, yeah, for this video, I might as well show you. And like I said, I am a basketball fan. I have one of my favorite players of all time is Allen Iverson. So, yeah. And another fun fact, I am a Lakers fan. I don't know if you could tell or whatever. But I am a Lakers fan. Might as well just throw that out there. So yeah, that's pretty much my opinions. Go ahead and leave your opinions in the comments. What do you think about this? How did this all land for you? And go ahead and might as well we're at it. Who do you think is the greatest player of all time? Go ahead and leave those comments. And if you like what I had to say and you want to come back, because I'm going to be doing weekly reviews of this show as the episodes drop. So if you want to come along for this ride and hear my thoughts and opinions about that, then please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content. So thank you so much for watching, and yeah, stay safe out there, and thank you.